This December update has actually been a pretty big update, guys. I've got some really interesting case studies to show you. I'm very, very intrigued what you guys are finding in this as well. Please leave some comments. Please explain to me what's happening to you guys as well. But I'm going to tell you one thing. For me, it seems all about EEAT. Let's get into this video. So I've got a few different case studies here, like I said at the beginning, and I'm just going to quickly grab some of them. But the first one I want to talk about is findatradespersonisland.com. As you can see, it's completely fallen off a cliff. Very, very interesting things here, guys. And I've got a few different reasons as to why this has happened, in my opinion, and kind of what you can avoid and how you can make sure this doesn't happen to your websites. So first of all, how do you know if you've been hit by the algorithm update? What you need to do is you need to look at the 20th of December. So if you look at here, 20th of December, this is supplies for hunting. This one, Find a Tradesperson Island, 20th of December as well. Basically, what has happened is on the 20th of December, they have algorithmically penalized a few of my case studies, but not all of them. So that's why this is so interesting, right? So in my opinion, this update has been about EEAT because the websites that were hit here had no backlinks. They weren't very well made. They had kind of spammy content on them. They weren't really created properly, to be honest with you. Whereas the ones that weren't hit have backlinks and, you know, they have about us pages. They're all set up properly. And they have external kind of, like I said, backlinks pointing to them. If you're interested in, you know, backlinking and things like that, feel free to book a call with us. There's a link in the description of this video. One of the things we do best is backlinking, and I'm really, really happy with how our backlinking works at the agency. So I just thought I'd mention that. It works really, really well, especially for kind of new websites that are just starting out, to give you that base level of authority that everybody needs. Now, another way you can do that, by the way, you don't have to pay us. You can do other things for yourselves as well. You could set up social medias. You can kind of go on Medium and post on there. You can go on directories and forums and all that good stuff. And kind of each time you sign up to a forum or a directory or, you know, whatever it is, it's a vote of confidence for Google every time you manage to get a link from that to your website. Even if it's a no-follow backlink, because Google can still find that backlink, and it kind of just says, look, this website has a link to this website. Google already trusts this website, so maybe now they trust a little bit more your website, right? That's how that works. Now, backlinking with guest posts and things is a little bit more complicated, which is what we kind of specialize in, but you can do this without any backlinking help whatsoever. You can just, you know, go on a forum, directory, etc., etc. But let's have a little look at this. So findatradespersonisland.com. This website was kind of set up very, very quickly. And one of the things I did was I used something called a mega indexer, right? Pretty much all of the websites that I used a mega indexer for have been hit. So again, for me, this is like a spammy way to get indexed. This is not how I do it anymore. This was just how I did it originally because I wanted to see how this website would rank. At first it worked, and then it seems to me they've hit a mega indexer, and I've read about a few different indexes being hit. So just be very, very careful using these. I know I did recommend people use these at the time when I made Find a Tradesperson Island, but then someone told me that their methods are actually very, very spammy. I'm no longer recommending ever using anything like Omega Indexer. You should let Google index your websites for themselves always. It's the safest way to do things, guys. So that's one thing I've definitely learned. I'm pretty convinced that's what's happened here with findatradespersonisland.com. Also, like, for example, this doesn't work. Oh, it does work, sorry. The search does work. But if I click on reviews, nothing. It just says it's under construction. Click on about us, it's just some, you know, bullshit. Contact us. I don't think this form will go anywhere or work, or I doubt it works. That's not gone anywhere. Google probably knows that. Advertise, again, this page wasn't set up. I mean, none of these links work. This isn't a real, it's not even the right fucking domain. The number is +353 1234 5678, which again, doesn't exist. This is not, again, the name of it's all a bit mismatched, right? It seems to me this mismatching is something that Google really doesn't like. Like, this is a clear violation of any standard that anyone should have, right? The email at the bottom on the contact us is not even the same as the business email, right? Which is just trash. Like, just think about it from Google's perspective. None of these work. They don't even like go to Facebook. Like, if this was a link to facebook.com, that's better than just being literally nothing. Click on blog, again, under construction, there's nothing here. So you can kind of see why Google would take this and be like, well, maybe this is a bullshit website. Maybe we should hit this with an algorithmic penalty, which is exactly, as you can see here, that's exactly what's happened. So this is the first time in a long time that one of my websites has been hit by a Google update. I'm really, really happy about this because it gets kind of boring when everyone's crying, or not crying, but just like is upset or are angry in forums saying they've been smacked by algorithm updates, and I never actually get hit by algorithm updates. So it's definitely interesting to see this. Now, if I then go on suppliesforhunting.com, you can see exactly the same day, you can see the exact same movement, right? Obviously, this is more drastic, but it's exactly the same, okay? And if I go on suppliesforhunting.com, you'll see same kind of stuff is true. Like at the bottom here, we have TV and video, cell phones, smartphones, search by product, HDMI adapter. The terms of service are, it just says my store instead of, suppliesforhunting.com. Security policy, note to merchant, this is a template, private policy, blah, blah, blah. So again, it's a template. The cookie policy button doesn't even work, which is really bad for Google, EEAT. The refund policy does work. Advertisement complaints, again, doesn't work. Product exchange doesn't work. None of these buttons at the bottom work. As far as I know, there's no About Us page here either. Yeah, there's no About Us page linked anywhere. You can see why Google would hit this website, right? Because it's just, if they're algorithmically deciding whether or not a website is legit or not, one of the things they might do is say, if about us page equals false, like they don't have an About Us page, then algorithmically hit them, right? It just makes sense. If just think about it from Google's perspective, you need a quick and easy way to remove a lot of people from search because of all the spam that's going around. So you say, okay, anyone that doesn't have an About Us page, they're off Google. Just hit them with an algorithmic penalty. Why would you not have an About Us page if you're a legitimate business? Right? It just makes perfect sense. So I think this is kind of what Google has been focusing on, is EEAT. Now let's have a look at a few examples where we haven't been hit, okay? Now it's been long enough now. This website's been secret for long enough now, guys. I don't mind if people find this website now. It's SEOagencyfinderusa.com. This is the one that I've been keeping secret for a while now. You can see it's getting kind of 9,000 impressions every single day. It wasn't hit by the algorithmic penalty. If I just go on Ahrefs, I can maybe show you why that is. So just for some context, SEO Agency Finder USA, we've been backlinking here for about 1 month now. Now, I am not someone who puts a lot of stock or store or, I'm not saying domain rating is this amazing metric, but it does show that there is some external authority being passed on to the website. Another thing we did was we made a Facebook page, a Twitter page, a TikTok page, as many different social medias as you can think of. All of them, again, linking back to SEOagencyfinderusa.com. This is something I told you guys that you should do whenever you start a new website that you're serious about. One of the first things you need to do is make all of the social medias, make sure they're all pointing back to the website. But another thing we've done is, at my kind of pushing, we started backlink building to this website as well. Now, this costs us money. We are investing money into this business just because, we want some successful case studies that are kind of interesting for us. But you can see domain rating 16, which is pretty crazy after 1 month. And there's 10 really solid backlinks with 9 different websites. And they're from, DR75, DR75, DR73, DR65. These are all pretty damn good backlinks that we've built to this website. This is what Dagon does for our clients. And you can see that the effect is that it hasn't been hit by this algorithm update. Now, I'm not saying this is purely because of the backlinks. I also think it's because of the social media, and also if you actually go on the website, like a lot of it's just been set up properly. Like it has, okay, it's not the right color, but it has privacy policy, it has terms of service. None of these buttons are broken. The contact button works. This is the real website. I don't know if this email exists, but Google wouldn't necessarily know that that doesn't exist. This form works. It's a working form. The search doesn't work, but that's okay. The About Us page, you can see here, has been fully completed and everything. So there's less like fakeness, and you can really see how EEAT is playing a part here, because we're building backlinks. We've got all the social medias. There's no fake pages that don't really have any content on them. And this website does actually offer value. Like if you go on Los Angeles, for example, here. So these are the best SEO agencies in Los Angeles. These are just, they're in a random order. I'm not saying these are the best or anything, but they're just, you know, this is the order that Google gives them in effectively. But this page is actually useful for people, right? You can see why Google would rank this page, because it's actually helpful to people. So you can really, really see this in action, this EEAT thing that I'm talking about. Now, in the last 24 hours, 9,000 impressions, so it's going up as well. You know, so that's a really, really good sign as well. Obviously, the New Year's Eve day, not that many people are going to be looking for SEO agencies, let's be honest with you. But let's talk about another example, which is craftagencyus.com. You can see it went down over the New Year's Eve period, but it's going back up again now. We're not building backlinks here. We haven't done any social medias or anything like that. But the website itself is very obviously a legitimate website, and you can see that. You can see that this has good EEAT. The forms all work. All of the legal buttons work. Terms of service, that's fine. All of the buttons go somewhere and have something on it. The contact us page and the form are all connected up. Like if you submit this, I will see whatever you write here. So please bear that in mind. Don't write any crazy shit. The 2025 thing at the bottom here is automatically updated to 2025. I didn't change this. So again, it has a lot of good signs of EEAT. The next stage for Craft Agency US is to start building backlinks and build all the social medias that it needs as well. Just because I really, really feel strongly that that gives these websites the competitive edge. Because just think about it from Google's perspective. That kind of stuff takes an hour, 2 hours, 5 hours to set up. So if you're a legitimate business owner, you're going to do it. But if you're not, and you're maybe a bit lazy, and you're just doing it for SEO reasons, which is kind of what Google is looking for, people who are doing things purely for SEO and not to give value, then they won't do it. They won't take that extra step of setting up the social medias or getting some backlinks or whatever it might be. So yeah, I think this is a really, really interesting update. It's clearly EEAT based. It's clearly to do with backlinks and external reputation and external sources of kind of authority. And yeah, I think I'll leave the video there, guys. I think this is probably the most interesting update we've had in a while, for me anyway, because I've actually been hit by the update for once instead of not being hit by the update. So it's really, really cool to see. And you can really easily see why some websites were hit that I've got and why others weren't. Thank you for watching, guys. If you're watching all the way to the end of this video, you're an absolute legend. And I'll see you very, very soon with some more content. Peace out. Watch this video if you want my theories on what the best way to grow a new website that will bring you actual leads or revenue is in 2025.